What was that? Oh, dear me. Who we got there? M1X first. Yes, in fact, yes, you are. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. What was that alert for? Illa Jones followed you 2 minutes ago. Oh, and it told me. Right, okay, good stuff. Right. A couple more social medias to do very quickly. Okay. Number one. Okay. And when it finishes going round and round. Yep, there we go. And then yeah. We'll start in a minute. Singapore, welcome to the stream. Yes, let me finish doing this, and then I can actually pay attention to the chat. Just let me make sure everything's working. Right, okay. I think that's all of that. Right, okay, let's go to the live screen over on the YouTube. And the same over here. There we go. Right, okay, that's all working. That's working. Where's the chat? There's the chat. Have we got transcoding? I think we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, good stuff. Where should I go at 150? I'm subbed. Adonis. It's not. Definitely do the Adonis quests. The brain quest for that. The Zan quest for Adonis. There's loads of them. I think you might have out-leveled a lot of the Elysium ones. Vroopster! Resubscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 4 months. Thank you very much for the resub. Much appreciated. Oh, God, I can't read this. Who am I kidding? No, and AO, greetings from Anna's Steg and Sniper Armor. Yes, and it's beer o'clock stream, so I'll definitely need my recent glasses. 150 and 40. Yeah, the Adonis Brain Quest. Let me just... Well, actually, I'll show you. You should both be seeing this at the same time. So I know where... Yeah, I thought I had it bookmarked. I've done it so often. There we go. Get started on that. You need a couple of bits where you'll need some help. A couple of the fights are a bit strong, and, you know, just ask a 220 to come and help. You'll be fine with the first couple of stages. You should be all right with these if you pull them from a long way away on either side. Then scot-free, you should be okay with the first bit, but then... this guy could give you a problem. What's he called? A mock baraton. This guy is not too bad, but the boss is a chain spawn. It's 3 separate bosses and one of them, if you take long enough, will spawn 100 and God knows adds. So that can be problematic. So you might need help with that. Should be fine with the sizzling snapsids. These guys. The lone shark you only need to target. These drop from the jellies. So there's a lot of stuff you can pre-farm. Probably want help with this guy. Because it is designed around a 150-ish team. So, yeah. If you follow that guide, though, you can kind of... Oh, I'll go get all the crystal shards. I'll get the drops from the jellyfish. I'll get this bit and I'll get that bit. So when you actually come to do it, you're whizzing through. One of them asks you to go and tag a bunch of hecklers, so you might need someone who can calm, just come and calm a bunch of them while you do it. Then it's killing some high-ish mobs up in this area. There's a lot of them. They're densely kind of packed together, so you might want a bit of help there. And then the final boss, almost certainly you will. But for Enforcer, you get the Syndicate Brain of the Thug, which is 250 max health, 15 stamina, multi-melee, 100, one-hand blunt, two-handed, one-hand, all melee skills, plus 25, 100 to all nano skills, 100 to comp lit, treatment, and 25 to nano resist. It's a really decent one, you know, except in the fact that if you're piercing or something, then yeah, maybe not that desirable, but yeah. I just follow you on Twitter. I hope you follow me too. I tend to just follow like famous people. Yeah, kind of. But yeah, okay. Right, where are we at this week? Have we got a Freelancers up? Let's go and have a look. Yay, for the Freelancers, I think we're going to see another level. Yes, we are. So we have improved the character a little. We're loaning some title level 5 armor. And as soon as I can get into the 300, I'll hand it back. Because I've got quality 300 sharpshooter. Arbitration drone, Freelancers Inc. Goodbye. Which one is he giving away? War Taunt. Oh, it's the PvP week. Okay. Tara will remain immortal for 15 more minutes. Oh, we could try and blitz that for a daily. Yep, that sounds like a plan. Jinx Phalanx, welcome. Zoop AO, welcome to the stream. Very quickly, though. Oh no, I've already got... Yep, okay. I was just going to go off and get that so we could blitz down and back. That's better. An Ickle agent. Oh, someone talking about Avalon. There we go. Well, he's not packed in there at this point, and we're just going to get killed to death very, very quickly, which we would make a very poor showing in PvP with this thing. We are not built for it. Barely built for PVM at the moment. Well, if we die, we die. That's the score, so... I think it's too busy, judging by the amount of mobs still standing around. We're getting down, holding the box room. Zerg to the Tara room. Holding the door. Etc. God, yeah, the good old days. They were fun. Oh, wow. Okay. Yoink. And we're out of there. Yeah, let me just check Twitter. Where are we on Twitter? I've actually got more than one Twitter, so... I got blocked for saying something to someone, a politician. And what they were saying was 100 times worse, a British politician. How can I see who's... It doesn't notify you or anything, does it? I've no idea who you are on Twitter, so I don't know. No, nobody calls it X. Roger Iliand, ahoy, and Hemlocks, hold the door. Yeah. It is very, hold your ground. There's a lot of that. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of Return to the King and... Yeah, I don't want to spoil Lord of the Rings for anyone, but there's a lot of the third film in Tara in the old days. Look at that, straight away. What are we drinking today? Cheap domestic lager, basically. Yeah, I remember hold the box room until, you know, there's only minutes before, and then you've defeated them and you've just got time to zerg the way down. Let's go for assassin number 10. Oh, yeah. Number 9, rather. Okay, let's pull some regular dailies. Right, so that should have completed one of them, which saves us the pain of Penumbra Doja Hunt. I don't know if we'll get all the way to 205 on the back of that, but, you know, it would be nice. Montanskiot. Man, I wanted to go to sleep. Now I have to stay and watch at least one. You know, no, dude, no. If you need your sleep, go sleep. But it's on the interweb. It's forever. Don't worry. You can watch it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Batmode TV is following. Thank you for the follow. What did he get? Oh, Enigmas. Okay. Just 21:48. Yeah, well, no. Sometimes an early night is what you want. For me, it is, well, you can see on screen, actually, if you look. There you go, 1949 hours. Like 10 to 8. So, were you in mainland Europe or somewhere? We're UTC +1, so. Oh yeah, Greater Predator. Rebuff. Aliens Alone, and we've got Terminate Alien Cocoons, okay. Fringer R if you're a little behind. Where's that? I've heard the name before. I'm just gonna Google. Going to Google. Frengen. Oh, there is an R on the end. Okay. Ferenginar. Oh, Ferenginar. I knew I'd heard that. That's Star Trek. What am I? Hemlock's Gaming is now following. Thank you for the follow. Visualizing Strong Thong is now following. I'm sure you followed before, but welcome back. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. Pew pew. There's a friend who lives in the UK and I make fun of her that they see sun 2 days a year. Oh, if we're lucky. Yeah. Have you made more than one Twitch account, though? Because people do, I know that. It's a thing, you know. I'm doing well here. We're hitting hard, but... And we are not getting hit nearly as much. Oh, we're going to get nuked now. I need to get a Hold Hellet Bay on. I really do. I think I resisted his nuke, though. Which is good. Rengano. I knew I'd heard it, and I thought you meant like it was. I thought, oh, is this some like I don't know Portuguese place? Or no, it's Star Trek. God, I've watched enough Star Trek over the years. Should have known that straight away. It's always raining. Remember correctly, Ferengi have 500 words for rain. Yeah. Yeah, Britain is a very damp little island. It is. The days where the sun does come out, though, it does look really glorious. So. What could be cool is getting a ganker rifle, but we're pretty way off on skills still. Because we need better gear, basically. Of course, we could double drain and stuff. I should invest in that. Go FP trader a bit. We've well and truly out-leveled this weapon, I know that. Yeah, I think I've changed perks since the putting the symbionts in, because some of the perks aren't firing. So I must have had them in other stuff. Not sure which though. Nano combat and those are the same. I might have put more into nano doctorate or something. I've got one in maid for some reason. Recalibrate. Maybe I had it in something else. Maybe I had more than one in. Wouldn't have been Ranger or anything. I'm not sure actually. I think I had something different set up, but I can't remember what it was. The UK is not too far. Okay. Too slow. The door was wide open. It saw me. They used to say the Inuit had 1,000 words for snow, but they meant Eskimos, was the old phrase because they were misnamed as Eskimos. They're the Inuit people. Weren't taught that at the time in school though. In school they were like, oh yeah, they called the Inuit Eskimos and they lived in the North Pole. It's like, not quite. We were taught a lot of crap in school, I can tell you. Old world education. Well, the world's always changing. Hopefully for the better. I know we're fighting this thing. I'm not doing nearly enough damage. Can I sneak one of these? You can, but nah. I did do it on my old agent, my Opifex agent, but it's funny, you know, the early days of the next generation, The Ferengi so they were going to be the big villain initially. They were, you know, like in the original series, it was the Klingons were going to be the big villain, or the Romulans that we never knew anything about. And then they wanted to use the Ferengi as this, you know, as the new villain, but nobody was particularly scared of their first. I mean, you watch the first episode they appear in. I think it is the first season of SNG, and I think the actor who plays Quark is in it, or Quark rather, except he's not called Quark in it, he's called something completely different. And it really wasn't until DS9 that we really got to know anything about Ferengi, and then we got to know them really well. And Klingons we got to know a lot better. More so in TNG, we got to know a lot more about the Klingons. But yeah, they greatly expanded what the Ferengi were, because they had is his name Alan Zimmerman. He's an amazing character actor, you know, so he completely sold the idea of Quark to us. And like any episode where it's him and Odo, it was just great, you know. They did I think the episode's actually called Little Green Men, where they inherit a ship, but when they use it, something happens with the cargo that's on it. It leaks or something, and it you know, they go back in time to the 1960s or the 1950s or whenever. And the universal translators aren't working, and then they eventually get them working. But it's such a great little ship in a bottle episode. They call it a bottle episode. So it's its own little story set in the universe, and it doesn't really have any effect on the main themes for the entirety of the rest of the show. So, yeah. Oops. I hit sneak and then unhit it again. I knew for decades Jupiter is the biggest solid planet in our system. Just found out it's a gas giant. Yeah. It is in fact gaseous. It's not. I mean, it is utterly enormous. You're correct there. But yeah, Saturn and Jupiter are massive. I grew up knowing it was a gas giant, but I was kind of interested in science and, you know, that kind of cosmology and stuff as a kid. You know, I thought, it was a space movie I was in. You know, I was there, I had to watch it. It's just me. I think we're pretty cert for yeah, because using this breaks sneak. I never took final exam on astronomy. Yeah, I used to watch Sky at night and dream of, going to the stars as a kid. I mean, there's worse things you can dream about as a kid, let's face it. So, yeah. So I've always kind of known the basic sort of thing. Like Mars is a dead planet, and it will always be a dead planet unless, you can restart the core, which is solidified, so probably not. It has no magnetosphere, so therefore it can't hold an atmosphere, it just gets burned off. Venus is virtually... tidally locked to the sun. Therefore, one side is almost perpetually facing the sun and the other side facing space. So that's not really somewhere that would have ever been habitable. And so on and so forth. But yeah, I was fascinated by space and underwater exploration and stuff as a kid. Yeah, when I learned cosmology, Pluto was still a planet. That's how long ago it was. Okay, let's go hand the alien just to get the level. Why not? Mission complete. Yay, there we go. New alien title backer. So what level alien are we now? AI 20. I'm putting into made. Nothing else. Okay. Keep going with made. Theories colonize Venus. It wasn't. You mean Neil? Do you mean Neil deGrasse Tyson? It wasn't Neil deGrasse Tyson that decided it wasn't. He's just repeating what science was saying. Although I kind of think it should be, but why isn't Pluto a planet anymore? Who shall we go and read? Washington Post? I don't think so. Reddit? No. International Astronomical? Yeah, let's try the guys that actually make the rules. Development of the process of defining a planet. It's the definition that changed. Pluto is always going to be Pluto. Last thing we discovered because it's so remote and faint. The word planet comes from the Greek word to wander. Sorry guys, hang on. There we go. To a celestial body that is A, in orbit around the sun, B, has sufficient mass for its self-gravity to overcome the rigid body forces, so it assumes a hydrostatic equilibrium, nearly found shape, and has cleared the neighbourhood around its orbit. And it doesn't quite do that. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want to define it as a planet, that's your choice, isn't it? You know. I'm not going to tell you not to define it as a planet. I just know it's generally no longer considered a planet. I mean, the guy that discovered aluminum, because he didn't invent it, I mean, it's an element. It's existed for billions and billions of years. But he did discover it, and he called it aluminum. Now, the scientific community at the time still used a lot of Latin. In fact, still use a lot of Latin. And so they said, no, it's a metal. So you can't call it aluminium scientifically. You can't call it aluminum. It has to be an aluminium. All metals have we say iron, but it actually has a scientific name, and all metals end in ium, so to speak. So it is a very old and kind of antiquated sort of a thing, but that's why. But yeah, the original person credited with discovering it as a different metal from anything else, they named it aluminum. So in the UK, everyone was taught, yep, it's actually called this. and everyone calls it that. You know, like magnesium is a metal. It's, you know, not magnesi. What's something else? Anthony. Hey, Carl. Hey. Random question. Have you only any issues at zoning into places? Yeah, now and again. Trying to zone doing the pen quests, but I insta crashes the full game when I go into the pipe. So that's a weird issue. I've never... Well, I don't ever remember having a crash in there. Have you ever died in the pipe on that character? Have you tested other characters going into the pipe? Just so you can kind of nail down what the issue could be. If you can enter on your installation on... If it's doing it on both clients, it's likely to be a server issue, like you've got a ghost in there. Something that... a character that's died in there or whatever. Well, we call it Illumini. Call it anything you want. Just on the periodic table, it's called aluminium. I think it's more like if it does it on both engines, the empirical test is to try and enter the pipe on a different character. The server may think your character's already inside there, so you've got what they call a ghost on the server. A server restart would definitely fix it, but because it logs that character off. But it is possible that that's what that is. I had a ghost on the server as well once. Many moons ago. And yeah, needs a GM to fix it, unfortunately. Right, give me 2 seconds, guys. I am going to go and get another beer. Camel 11111. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if you can enter on different characters, then yeah, you're gonna have to petition that you're stuck. That's the best thing, is say you're stuck on the character in that playfield. And what they'll do is take the character out of the playfield and log it off at ICC, or if you're Omni, they'll log it off somewhere, you know, that's Omni faction, or clan, they'll log you off somewhere that's clan faction. And then when you log in, your character's not where you logged them off. But now you can re-enter, so... Yeah, if you can log in on any other character from that installation, then yeah, you've got a ghost, unfortunately. But it is something that's fixable. It's just not easy to fix. Like, as in, a player cannot fix it. Open pet, right, I'm going to put you on follow. Pull the ball. Attack my... Fly, my pretties, fly. You get that reference? Okay. Yeah, I had one where I could not go to a specific area, and it was the grid of all places. So you can imagine what a massive ball lake that was. I couldn't enter the grid. If I could use the fixer grid, could not use the regular grid. So yeah, major bummer. And that's what it was. But the server got a restart before the petition was heard, so it fixed it anyway. Because when they restart the server, everybody's logged out of the game. So that includes any ghosts that might have been there, you know? But that's... If you can't enter on different characters, then it sounds more like it's a localized issue. But if you can, then it's likely to be a server issue in that the server thinks that character's already in there. Sometimes you can die in there and like log off in frustration at the same time, or crash out while you're dying. All kinds of things cause a ghost, but yeah, that's essentially what it is. I'm leaning towards a ghost based on what you've said, because if it were your installation, then using a different client, like the old client, etc. I'm hitting the 4 key because that's normally where I have pet follow. Never mind. Talk to Warden Adonis. As we now know, he's called, and also log a big toon to come with you. Because we can't solo a prisoner yet. No. Should be able to, but we're too undergeared. So, no, we can't. And we've barely got any other classes, nanos, and all kinds of stuff, you know. Very neglected character, this one. Button Stains, it's me again. At your service. Go for diseased. Okay. Excuse me. For how long will you stream? I don't know, honestly. Usually at least 2 hours. So at least another hour and 15 minutes. But don't stay up. Just, you know, if you're tired, go to bed. You know. Wait. I want to get Fix-A-Grid. Oh, set T, cast, F-Grid. There we go, that'll do nicely. Right. Vigilang! Alberto B53 just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription. Left that one. They've subscribed for 8 months. Thank you very much. It's a resub. And thank you very much for 8 months. I will go to bed. I can see the monitor from here, but I will set my computer to shut down in 3 hours in case I fall asleep. Well, that's a pretty good idea. So, yeah. Right, okay. We need a bit of backup. And then we go for kaboom. Olden, yeah, I'm thinking it's you've got a ghost on the server. Which is a bummer to get fixed. But anytime they go, oh, server's coming down for a patch, it will fix it by, you know, it'll fix it anyway. But yeah, so petition's stuck is the quickest way to get it resolved. And put the name of the character, you know, I'm this character. So send the petition from the actual character, say this character seems to be stuck in the pipe penumbra because I can't enter there on this character. Uh-oh. They'll know what that is, hopefully. And they will just log your character off or teleport your character somewhere, you know, neutral or whatever. The Spec 4 books. Yeah, I know. It's not even that hard of a quest, so... And yeah, Spec 4 books, that's the quickest and easiest way of getting them, is just do the quest there. Am I following? Even looking around breaks follow. Following now. Right. Well, at least if you can get in there on a different character, it's not your installation. It's most likely that. Crowbar! Subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 6 months. Thank you very much for the resub. Much appreciated. Can't see a corpse. And we're going to run away a sufficient distance and then return. I bet the corpse suddenly pops into view. Unless they completely looted it. Mm-hmm. There you go, the corpse we couldn't see before has appeared. Timer, just missed it. Never mind. We're alright. We'll just wait the 15 minutes here. Good day, sir, to you, Crowbar. Yeah, that's my kind of, I'm not going to say educated guess, just that's my guess based on, you know, playing this game for so damn long and coming across every cock-up you can make. Here we stand, broken-hearted, came for the prisoner. You know the rest of the rhyme. So how is everybody's week started? Because it's the first day of the week for most, well, maybe not most, probably most, but yeah, for a lot of people. You know, thanks to unions, you have a weekend, because before unions, you didn't. So yeah. Old gravy, train delays as normal. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to, as each contract for all the British Rail that was sold off back in the 80s and 90s expire, the current government are not going to renew the contract with private companies. It goes back to public ownership. So any money they make gets reinvested back into the service. It's not for profit anymore. Yeah, I think as soon as they do that, people will see the improvement. Because they're clawing, they're doing what corporations do, which is claw every last penny out of the system and put nothing back into it. As long as it can keep generating money, they're happy. They don't care if it's a good service, a bad service, a crap service. They don't care if they underpay and never give pay rises. You can't indefinitely not give people a pay rise and expect them to keep doing the same job. That's not reality. No one can do that. You know. It's like they kept saying in the UK, the cost of living crisis. Nothing to do. It's not the cost of living at all. It's the cost of unbridled corporate greed. Record profits for gas, oil, electricity and supermarkets, which are the, you know, kind of three that everyone kind of has to use. You've got to have electric, you kind of got to have some form of heating, normally gas, and you have to go and buy food, so supermarkets, etc. All of those companies are and fuel, like, you know, diesel, petrol, whatever, all of those companies are reporting massive profits, massive bonuses to the directorship, and payouts to shareholders. Meanwhile, bills are through the roof, and the service is shite. You know, so, yeah. That's all. That all stems from Thatcher's government. They started privatising everything that the public owned. So they sold off what people owned to private enterprise, and private enterprise went, woohoo! We've got a closed market. We can do what we want, and the waterways have done the same. To the point where they've put so little money back in that it's shockingly bad. You know, it's not even safe to drink the water anymore, for Christ's sake. Whereas previous to that, the water was, you know, some of the safest water to drink anywhere in the world. Now it's not. That's wrong, man. Anarchy Online, evening, everyone. I don't know who owns the the Twitch account, Anarchy Online, but welcome. Welcome on in. Yeah, the whole privatisation thing needs to go. It didn't work. We did it for 30 years. It didn't work. It got us to where we are today, and it's bad. So, yeah, you know. Some things should be owned by the people of the country, not by private corporations. And none of these corporations operate in Britain either. They own the company. They don't pay any bloody tax here even. You know, they operate from Cayman Islands like all the Tory bank accounts. Yeah, it's a massive con. It's a big grift. So yeah, I completely am. I'm all for nationalised water, power of any kind. You know, so all the gas and electric, right? That's national. I mean, look at Norway, for Christ's sake. All the stuff they use internally is owned by the country and managed by branches of the government. Anything they don't need, they sell, and the country itself is massively rich because of it. So, yeah, that's the way you want to do it. Yeah, 99% of the UK is perfectly fine. But you've got a lot of knuckle-dragging people that have been whipped up by years and years and years of blaming everything on brown-skinned people coming into this country. And they believe it. They don't know any better. They don't know it's it's hateful rhetoric designed to blame. You know, it's billionaires gouging you for every penny, running everything into the ground for their own benefit, telling you it's their fault, and they believe it. And they've been, swelled up. And a lot of it's operated by people like Putin and people like that, because at the moment they go, all right, we've got a new government, new prime minister, let's test their mettle. So they fired, they pulled the strings here, there and everywhere. And you get your Tony Robinsons, your Farages, all those gobshites. All of them utter hypocrites. Going, yeah, do it now, let's see what they do. But I think they've picked the wrong person to do it with in Keir Starmer. Everyone's going, oh, it's all on you. It's like, no, it's been in power 4 weeks, mate. It's not on them. The good thing is, the day after, they knocked down a wall of a mosque. The whole thing they said they were there for had nothing to do with anyone that had of the Muslim faith, had nothing to do with any immigrant. It had to do with some person whose parents were from Rwanda but grew up in Britain, was born in Britain, and has mental issues. And they said, oh, no, because they've just been het up to believe that, all the ills of the world rest on the shoulders of these people, and it's got nothing to do with them. And the next morning, the actual people that live in that place were there rebuilding the wall, fixing the windows, enjoying cups of tea, sharing food, bonding, becoming stronger as a community. So it just completely backfires on them in the end anyway. The local shop where I am, the owner is from Sri Lanka. And I think they're Hindi. That's their faith. And I've stood in that shop and heard people go, "Why don't you go back where you came from, you backer?" You're Pakistani, but they used an abbreviated version, which is actually basically the N-word for anyone that is from that or has, ancestry from that region of the world. And I pulled them up on it. I said, "He's not." And he went, "What?" I said, He's not from Pakistan." "Well, where's he from then?" "This is from Sri Lanka." They had no idea where Sri Lanka was. That's the level of idiot you're dealing with. Yeah, they wouldn't have a clue who the kids were. No, they wouldn't. They're using it as an excuse to go out and be awful. That's what they're doing. I mean, they tried to do it in I think it was Nottingham. They tried to do it. They were all getting off the train in Nottingham because these idiots post this crap on Facebook and other social platforms and think other people can't see it. And of course they did. So 300 of them turn up in where I can't remember if it was Sheffield or Liverpool. And outside are 3,000 people who are anti-fascist going, "Go home. You're not welcome." They were vastly outnumbered and they all just went, got back on the train with the packs of beer they bought. They're just on a jolly. Let's go and be idiots in someone else's town. And then not realise that, how sophisticated facial recognition, social media, networking and everything else is. My Twitter feed is full of people going, "Right, this guy, we don't know who he is, but here he is going into so-and-so shop and coming back out. He's got a bath bomb, a mobile phone and some other stuff." They're rioting and looting. They're not protesting. Just going around being awful. Yeah, 99% of the UK is perfectly everything as normal and generally getting better. But of course, the news reports on, stuff that gets clicks these days because everything's online, and the stuff that's online is this bullshit. Special K, howdy. Endurometal, this seems like a contradiction. What seems like a contradiction? My post above that. Let me try and find it. Thanks for all the help. What, identifying the issue? That is helping someone. It's like going to a doctor for a diagnosis, isn't it? I'm not following the contradiction thing, if that's the post you mean. Did you post something else? If you did, it's not in the feed. No, the post about how society looks down upon low-wage workers. Where? Where did you... What, did you post that? Did someone else post it? Okay, the entire chat log's here, so let's have a look. So, Hemlock. First, there's the link for the mission I told him about. Ahoy. Random question about the issue of zoning into the pipe in Penumbra. Talked about that. Oh, well, thanks for the help. And then your first comment is, this seems like a contradiction. No, the post... But yeah, it never came up, man. I don't know what to tell you, but it never came up. It's like, it ain't there, basically. That you know, I'm showing you what I can see, so if you said something and it doesn't show up, then I don't know. I've done plenty of low-paid jobs. I don't look down on anyone. I'm the kind of person when, you know, a server comes over and says, oh, I'm sorry, yada, 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 I go, no, it's all right, it's not your fault. Jeez, I did retail for long enough. I never give anyone a hard time in those low-paid jobs. Probably the worst experience was working in Staples. I think it still exists in America. It doesn't exist in the UK anymore. It folded because their business plan didn't pan out in the UK because the UK is so much smaller. The way Staples generally operate in Europe and in the UK is they open a store in a given town or area and they undercut everyone until they put everyone else out of business. Oh, dude, sorry. Sorry, dude, did not see you. Did not see if you needed a mission. I'm sorry. Right, I'm going to go and get a beer, so I'll be back very shortly. Right, we're back. Okay, and I may not need this character again, so I'm just gonna go park them. If he just stood in front of me, I'd have seen him. Enduring Mantle. Have you reposted it? Because it hasn't come up. Maybe post it on Twitch or something, or maybe YouTube's blocking it. You know, I don't know what it is you're saying, but YouTube's pretty aggressive on moderation. with a lot of stuff. Especially if you're trying to like post a link or anything. It can be really weird. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you, dude. Look, I'm no BS, okay? So there's the live stream. Should I post it again and then the next thing in the chat? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you want to post it on, maybe post it on Twitch or something? Because I'm genuinely curious what it is you wanted to, you know, say. Maybe Twitch will have it, I don't know. I think YouTube's just auto-moderating. I have to leave it on though, you know, I hope you appreciate why. Because I don't want all the... If I turn auto-mod off, it just... you don't want to know. Click my channel, like me please, I have breasts and here's my OnlyFans and oh my god. It was about cognitive dissidence regarding pay rises. Cognitive dissonance regarding pay rises. For who? The people that have the power to award pay rises are giving them out like they're candy to themselves. It's not giving them out to anyone else. People on minimum wage. You know why minimum wage exists? Minimum wage is to say, we would pay you less, but the law says we can't. That's what minimum wage is. It's to try and stop slave labour and exploitation. That's what minimum wage is there for. If you took away minimum wage, the law that enforces it, guess what? Yeah, it's as bad as you can imagine. Now, a lot of smaller companies say, look, literally this is all we can afford because our suppliers are charging us this much for, you know, the materials we need to make the product we sell. I mean, this government does. Labour governments do. If they were left unfettered, people like the Conservatives would have lowered middle wage. They thought they could get away with it and stay in power, they'd have done it. You get big tax cuts to billionaires and corporations, and then the corporations turn around and go, here's some donations. Thank you very much. And the corporations have saved themselves tenfold of the money they've donated. It's like Robin Williams said of American politicians, whoever's sponsoring and donating to them. Wait, what? We did this? Did I already? No, I've already talked to him, haven't I? Derp. I've already handed in, I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Getting distracted. Yeah, I don't judge a person on their pay packet, mate. I judge a person on the person. Mackie2112, welcome to the stream. If you're a decent person, then I'm going to treat you like you're a decent person. If you speak and act as one, then you are one. You know, you are what you do, Mr. Quaid. Yeah, the whole low skill thing is an excuse for people making ridiculous amounts of money to keep making more of it. There's no such thing as a low skill job. You people go, oh, you're only flipping burgers. Yeah, that takes, you've got to learn how. You're not born knowing how. It's not low skill or low value. I hate that. Absolutely hate that. People in offices shoving bits of paper around and working 2 hours out of an 8-hour workday. Those are low-skill jobs. And those are the general people that don't want, the person driving your taxi home, the person that's cooking your food for you, the person that's fixing your electrics for you, the person servicing your washing machine for you. Those are low, those jobs should be minimum wage. They couldn't fucking do them if they tried. That's why I think it's a contradiction to praise them as important and refuse to pay more. I do. It's not even snobbery. It's a form of snobbery in that it's elitism. Snobbery is an attitude rather than something that has an actual effect. So, but it's elitism. Oh, I shovel bits of paper around in my office. And I'm friends with all these people, who are important or whatever, and therefore the job I do is so much more important. No, it's not. If you're stuck in a lift, the guy that gets you out of the lift is either the fire service or a lift engineer. Mind you, they do earn quite well. Because they've had the nous to remain mostly private contractors who will say, well, it costs this much for us to get your guests, tenants, whatever, out of your lift. Well, we don't think that the job's worth it. Well, get them out yourself then. So they because they have them over the barrel, they're one of the few low-skill trades, and they're absolutely not low-skill. They get it wrong, people die. The guy who sets up the traffic light system at an interchange, that's not low skill, man. If that guy, I say guy, I mean, guy, girl, they, whom, unicorn, whatever, the person that's doing that is not low skill, and their role is critical, because if they fluff it up, people are going to die. Neil Vanderson, welcome to the stream. I'm considering resubbing on my 2 high-end accounts. Is it worth it nowadays? It is to me, but that's a very insular personal opinion. That's not, what about AO is fun for you? Yeah, if it was up to me, no. People say, "Oh, people in McDonald's shouldn't earn this much." I'm like, do you want that food to be safe to eat? I think you better think again. Might be physical, mental, or both. Yeah, it doesn't actually have to have... the job I do now is actually quite well paid, and it has to do with an ability to have... the cognitive wherewithal to make implicit and serious decisions toward an outcome within the confines of a given apparatus, but also at the same time be able to show empathy and care to the people involved that I'm dealing with. Okay? So, yeah, and what I do, I take insurance calls, okay? I'm under NDA in that role, as you can imagine, so I cannot give explicit examples, even loosely on area or whatever. But occasionally we get a call with, unexpected vehicle in the living room. And I have to deal with the person that's in distress over that, at the same time clerically apply all the relative paperwork, get a structural engineer there, get them into a hotel and everything else. That's my job. There's no qualification for it. There isn't. You've got to be computer literate, number one. I am. I have a qualification to prove that I am, you know. I've got a degree in business IT because I thought that would be useful. About as useful as my degree in music, but there you go. But this time round it has been. But then all the years of retail taught me about empathy and communication with people. So it's a very, probably quite a narrow range of people could do both of those things at the same time. So tick all the boxes for the company, ensure things are followed correctly, guidelines are followed and everything else is done, but at the same time relate to the poor person that's in that situation as another human being. And I'm actually quite good at it. Because I always take the person on at face value and just, you know. Grumpy insight. Go! He said in his best impression of Kirk, saying, "Con!" All caps and 30 apostrophes. I mean, how else can I take it? Yeah, every job is good. It might be either physical, mental, or both. It does not have to be a formal qualification, so it's supposed to consider spam. Not by me personally. No, I have to have auto moderation on because I don't have any YouTube moderators as such. But without it, yeah, you get the actual spammers. Not you. You're not spamming. But you get, you see the comments under popular videos. Oh, best video ever. And it's like lots of strange characters in the text and emotes and stuff. And it's not. It's a disguised hyperlink to a data mining site or something. You know what I mean? So, and then, yeah. So it's on for that reason. There's a lot of that on social media as well. So, yeah, I have to leave it on, and for whatever reason it didn't like something you typed. I don't know why. There'll be a reason. I didn't program it. You know what I mean? You've seen it. You go pick up a video that's just released. You'll see a few have slipped through. I don't know. Ooh, notification. Yeah, that guy's good, and, or whatever. Oh, this guy's good. Stam Fine. You want to watch this guy? He's really good. I think he's Australian. He could be New Zealand, but I think he's Australian. I find it hard to distinguish between the two because he has a very mild accent, and I think it's an accent that's watered down from years of being in possibly different countries. But yeah, he kind of goes back over things, but he does a brilliant critiques, but they're not really critiques, I suppose. They're just like his opinion on something, but just done in a really, really good way. And I think he's close to my approximate age group because a lot of it, like Bionic Woman, unless you're somewhere near my age, you probably never saw it on TV, even in reruns. Belly, sup, Carl? Hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, let me see if I can do this without doxing myself. If I go to here and I just go to, yeah, it's got rid of a lot of them automatically. If I go to, because if you're on YouTube, comments you haven't maybe responded to, and you also get this held for review, and it's nearly always these people spamming stuff on your channel, and you just have to ban them from your channel because they're not viewers, they're not people watching YouTube, they're just trying to scam people. That's it. So you have to leave auto mod on, otherwise as soon as you start live streaming, you got like 50 comments like that, and if any person, even if they're just watching the screen, goes, oh, I'm going to highlight that comment and click reply, as soon as they put their mouse over it, suddenly their data's compromised. So yeah, I have to leave it on. ITO Derry, welcome to the stream. I could go and do 204. We could do the last ever, he said, hopefully, Penumbra Doja. ITO Derry has subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 25 months. These notifications aren't coming up over on YouTube, are they? I have broken it, I think. I don't know what I've done. But the main reason I do it is that you get a decent quality video of the stream over on YouTube, which saves me uploading it to YouTube again. I have enough bandwidth that I can stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But I can stream to YouTube in AV1 at 25 to 50 megabytes a second, so you know, you get a fairly good image. How is Udderbelly? Yeah, I saw it when I worked for Staples, and I can talk about that, NDA or not, because they don't exist in the UK anymore. And as I was saying, they would they'd move into a town, undercut everyone for 5, maybe even 6 years until they put everyone else out of business. And as soon as everyone else was out of business, they started ramping the prices up and recoup the lost leader kind of approach they took at the opening of the business. And that worked well for them in the States because, you know, the next town is 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive, maybe more. But in the UK, no, the next town is 20 minutes away. You know what I mean? Its scale is just completely wrong for that kind of mechanic to work, and ultimately they failed. But while I was there, if you worked in there, even if you were the person they had to speak to about technical issues and why isn't my colour photocopier working and why is it doing this, and can you help me with this office machine, and yada yada yada, they still talk to you like crap because you worked in a shop and they work in an office, therefore they're better than you. Well, if you've watched The Office in the UK, you kind of know, nope, you ain't. A lot of them would become really, like, offended if you didn't kowtow to them either. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. Some people do have a inflated opinion of their worth. I don't. I know what I'm good at, and I do it, and I get paid for it. That's it. You know, I'm an average person working at becoming a better person than I am. That's not a terrible thing, you know. Have my flaws like any other human being, etc., etc., but yeah, ultimately, yeah, that's all I really am. Right, let's put ourselves through the pain of one last Penumbra Doja. Why not do a lapper? The reward is not anything I want on this character, I don't think. What's the agent reward for a lapper? I can't remember how many P's either. Oh, you know what? Game... There you go, that'll do. And then Shadowlands, Quest Guides, Penumbra... Done some like scroll. This is the end. I've done all of it except for a lapper. Agent, dead cold. What do we get? Dead cold gives you target minus. All right, so you get a dot. Okay, I'm not that excited about the dot. That's why. Special Doja when? I have never seen a Doja drop in a lapper. Penumbra, not Penumbra, Panned, many, many, many times, but not so much that one. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a special one. I haven't done Dark Ruins either. Is Dark Ruins going to be worth it at this level? We could go do that. Yeah, I've never seen one. Never seen one. Yeah, it's Special Doja. Hang on then. Have a look. Right, so regular Dojas. Special Dark Ruins team below 201. Yeah, no good. Special Doja Alapa 201 to 210. That's okay. Alb 211, 219, and then Panned, you have to be 220 for it. I've seen, oh god, hundreds and hundreds drop in Pandemonium, but generally you go there on a raid and you kill hundreds of mobs very quickly. Does it drop in the team version or the... They're not terrible. They're not terrible. I can't remember what OFA... There are other shoulder options. I think for a time, the Penumbra shoulder pads were the go-to, but, you know, you don't see people wearing them that often. I mean, you see me wearing them, but, you know, I'm always slightly poorly geared. But there are other options, and I think a lot of the other options are better, for want of a better word. From team, yeah, I've only ever done Dark Ruins solo. Alapa, usually I do in a team, but I do the quest in a team. Crit dependent, yeah. I mean, this agent's a bit crap, is the honest truth. My other agent is so much better. I really have been incredibly lazy with this character, I'm not gonna lie. When it's the second time round on a class you already know how to play, yeah, you kind of do that. Well, I do that. Maybe nobody else does that, but I do that. Right, do this, do goggles. Oh no, shit. I just realised I'll have to re-perk to get the helmet back on. That's a bummer. Oh well. Done is done. Yeah, I mean, I could do that, I guess. Dual log and use a bigger toon. I mean, I'm going to dual log to use a bigger toon to get a Doja in Penumbra. So yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Oh, I don't know. I remember Rob's Nanomage pure crit build agent that did like FP Soldier or whatever with an is it X99 or X9, something like that. The damage that guy could do, but if he got aggro, he was screwed. Yeah, I guess that, yeah, there's different approaches to the same thing. You know, there's no one way of doing anything, especially in a game that is a sandbox as Anarchy Online is. Definitely not. I should have done the ring for Penumbra. I should have done the ring. Then I didn't have to take my helmet off. Now I have to re-perk. Although I could probably undo these two. Because you only need AI 1 and 2. One Christmas I was bored and I soloed a lapper on my fixer. It's definitely soloable. Soloable? I don't know. I don't know what the what the proper term is, but yeah, it can be soloed by most 220s. If it was kind of intense doing that, but you know, I did it. Yeah, I don't know if I can put that helmet straight back on even. What was the stat? Sense agility. It was easy on my up effects. No, I would need... Oh, I wouldn't be a million miles away. I could probably do it with rings. Such. Done those. Bit more run speed. Yeah. Can't let. Still haven't put a DB bracer on this thing. And they've got one of the easiest to do lit buffs going, etc. So. Yeah, if the good lady dies, that's it. You're restarting the entire thing. Run Sheol. The Greater Pred. I quite like Greater Pred, plus a shit ton of XP from Sheol. Some people make the argument you should do it at like 215 where it's a cakewalk. You know, you're trashing grey mobs left, right and centre and it's worth it, or 220 and just do it for research. Rather than, you know, the nano. Like I did the, you know, Corporal Ashley Winstead for the mid-level nano. Engineers should all do Sheol, because then they can make that chicken bot not so ridiculous. Die. This is the problem at 204 or even at 190, is so many of the mobs are grey that have the potential to give you a doja. Even Somphos never go grey in Inferno, so, you know, at least when you're fighting them, you're not running around after them while they're healing up and running away. Yeah, if you like PvP, you're going to play differently, you're going to gear differently, etc. So yeah, I totally get it. Lady Sky Cannon, welcome to the stream. I have a question about Agent. I may have forgotten the answer, but ask anyway. I'm sure chat will oblige. Someone will know. Even if it isn't me. What colour are these guys at this point? Are they even green anymore? None of them are here. Oh yeah, still green. Awesome. Aim shop cap is 15k. Maybe just solo this rather than bring the big guns in. Have to run here twice. Depends how many mobs there are. Oh, you're near it. Yeah, 15k is your max damage with an aim shot, but on agent you should pretty much be hitting it every single time that you hit aim shot, especially when you got a weapon like you've got. Okay, now we may be in trouble. This character is very, very weak. I don't build uber characters usually. Sometimes I do, but not this one. Oh, shite. Yeah, we're gonna get killed here. Gonna get killed. Let's just play the run-around game with the melee mobs while Hack and Quack restores health. Oh, look, now he's healing him. Oh, you arsehole. Right, okay. We're doing it the other way. Between 12 and 13. You should be able to get a 15k at that level, but it depends what against. Yeah, we can handle one at a time, but two at a time? Nah. We're too weak. So bring in the big guns. Run away! Run away! Brave, brave Sir Robin. Yeah, we got saved by anchoring, which is when the mob only runs so far from its spawn. Anyway, right, I'm going to sit here, get a beer, come back, run a big toon up here, and then do it that way. Because why not? I'll be back in a moment. Have you got superior hold victim? No. I've been so lazy on this character. I've just been goofing off almost. Udabelli. See you, Cole. See you, dude. Thanks for coming along. Always welcome. So this is a character I actually worked on. Still needs a bit of work, but mostly done. Now I haven't got the key for Penumbra. I hate doing the quest for it. I have it on like 1 or 2 characters. Yeah, I had about 9 hotbars on my agent for all the various FP nanos, agent nanos. On this one I've just coasted through, to be honest. Been incredibly lazy with them. You know, basic minimum effort as long as they can level. Yeah, I think I put a lot more effort into my first agent than I have into this one. I mean, a lot more. The other agent's actually quite good. You know, whereas this one, not so much. But, you know, we committed to it, so we're doing it. When was the last time I did a Froob playthrough? Whenever it was, I did one. I did a Up Effects Grid Armor Fixer. And that was the last time I did one. But I did level them from, you know, 1 to 200. One and a half levels away from getting super tiny. Oh, have you done the DB quest? Yeah, Ruse of Terran 4. From the Dust Brigade quest. Yeah, there's a lot of great nanos from that. Getting to 215, then running with friends. Yeah, well, either way. Some people do it and get carried through at 205 and then, you know, level up so they can use those nanos and the nano deck. They're soft locked at 215 as well, those nanos, because even if you have the nano skill to cast them, you can't, because you can't, they all must be wearing, you know, nano deck, and you can't wear the nano deck till 215. So it's kind of like an around the house's way of gatekeeping those nanos. I get it, but yeah, it's what it is. Yeah, I've not really done a through playthrough since the first one. When the hell did I do that? It was quite a while ago now. Yeah, the way that YouTube's bug, I had it all done so that if you went on playlists, it showed all the Anarchy Online ones, and then it showed all the other ones. If I go to home, does it show it? Live streams, another, yeah, there you go, Froob, full playlist. Oh my god, 7 years ago apparently. So like, what was that, 20? It never says the date, I don't get that. Last updated 2017, yeah. So yeah, that's the last time I did one. Where does the time go? Back then I was getting up at like 7 o'clock, doing the school run and all that stuff, recording 3-4 hours of Anarchy Online. Working on it until lunchtime to edit the video, then leaving the computer rendering for a couple of hours, usually about 3 hours given the computer I had. Excuse me. And then another 2 hours uploading it, and then waiting 24 hours or more for YouTube to finish faffing around with it before an episode would appear. So it was kind of like a day's bloody work, you know? If I did it now with this computer, I can render a 45-minute video in about 15 minutes. And I can upload it in less than that. So. But then again, you know, I had the same computer for like 10 years or more. More than 10 years. I bought it in 2012. I didn't upgrade it again until it may have been 2022 that I finally upgraded it, but I upgraded it a lot. When I built it in 2012, it was like top of the line. But by, I don't know, by 2017, it really, really wasn't. Maybe I should do another one. I don't know. Time is the problem I've got now. Can't spend that amount of time making a video, working for myself from home, that I could back then. That time isn't free anymore, you know? You've convinced me I've grabbed a beer. Well, don't imbibe alcohol just because I am. you know, I can have a few brewskis, and 6 hours later I'm right as rain. That's me. That's not everyone. It's too refreshing. Kind of is. A cold beer on a hot day. I mean, come on. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Yeah, it's kind of nice. So. Therapeutic beer. Well, all beer is therapeutic, in my opinion. And back in the Middle Ages in the UK, it was the safest thing to drink. Drinking on... it's not a school night for me, though. I don't work Sunday, Monday. So Sunday is my day of... Screw you guys, I'm having a rest. And then Monday is my Sunday. So, yeah. 8 beers later, why did you let me do this? Yeah, you gotta remember there's drink responsibly. If you have stuff to do tomorrow, don't drink too much. I'll be working tomorrow from 5 p.m. So by the time I stop drinking, go to bed, eat 3 more times before work, yeah, I'm right as rain. And if not, I wouldn't do it. So, yeah. Yeah, if you've got stuff to do tomorrow, don't punish yourself today. You know, that's what I'm saying. And then we get into the whole a person's tolerance and, yeah. Six tins of beer in the UK is like 4 tins of beer, is like 8 tins of beer in the US because of the size of the cans. In actual amount you've actually drank. So... And then I'm, you know, Nordic genes, etc., etc. Yeah, the reason why it was safer to drink alcohol back in medieval times was the first process of making the alcohol was boiling the water. But they didn't know that then. They didn't know what the hell bacteria might be. You know, it wasn't even thought of. It as far as they were aware, it was a foreign concept. It didn't exist. Yeah, these are 4%, 440 milliliters. So, like, half as big, again, as a can of Coke. A regular can of Coke. Yeah, drink responsibly. If you've got a family and stuff, you know, they're more important. Finally! Okay. Right near the guy. I'm gonna get aggroed by the guy picking up this doja. After that, I discovered strong beer. Yeah, I'm not a power drinker or yeah, any of that. Yeah, no, that's nutter juice. There are beers like that in the UK, certainly. I don't usually bother with them, though. I just drink regular beer. That's fine. Yeah, we got the doohickey. Right. Does this work in Shadowlands? Oh my god, it does work in Shadowlands. That's nuts. After that, yeah, well, I don't, you know. I drink more than doctors say we could or should. But that number is completely arbitrary. It's not based on anything other than... It was on QI as well. You know, the units of alcohol that you should or shouldn't drink is not scientific at all. It has to do with... consensus. It's not to do with any actual medical thing. Abort mission, I've pulled too many, oh my god. Oh well, you're gonna die. Ha! Yeah, 10% is Lambrini, which is the kind of the kind of drink women drink to get drunk at the office party. So drinking that in big volumes is like, no. For me, anyway. I survived. Praise the lucky crit. Yes. Toward gaming. I did a 4 meta 1 enforcer box. Hit a big wall somewhere around 100. Really? Oh, okay. I would have thought at 100 on a meta, you've got like, why the hell did I come here? What? I don't know what I'm doing. Yoik! Yeah, see, this is beer for you and reading 2 different sets of chat. Yeah, I'm going to fluff up. All right, you take someone that weighs 100 kilos and drink, which is roughly what I weigh, which ain't that much, really. You know, guy my height. Got to click it first. And what I drink, yeah, it is not that much, but my DNA gives me a fairly decent tolerance, I suppose. And you might have guessed it's quite kind of Nordic DNA. I have been mistaken for Norwegian by Norwegian people, which I found quite funny. How far do you have to get in levels if you do the key part of Temple of the Three Winds? You can do it at level 1. Temple of the Three Winds. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean the free pass to go to the Temple of the Three Winds, or do you mean something else? Do you mean... Yeah, I'm not sure what... Yeah, what... Can you be more specific about what you mean? Is it worth using suggested IP? 50% of the time it's spot on. The other 50% of the time it's completely wrong. I would say don't use it generally unless... Well, use it, look at where it's spent. If you don't agree with it, then cancel it and then do it yourself. Oh, combined road. Yeah, the not the inner sanctum, you mean? Recommend? I don't know, really. I don't know what the recommended level would be. It's not robes, is it? It's bits of a key for Inner Sanctum. Yeah, Inner Sanctum isn't. I don't go and do Inner Sanctum right now. You need an Exarch robe. You trade it. They give you a temporary key. You go in. Well, or you could buy one. You enter. You kill 2 mobs on the 2nd floor. Loot their 2 bits. That gives you access to the 3rd floor. Combining the 2 gives you permanent access to that dungeon. Yeah. Soloing it, I'm not sure. Yeah, suggested IP is okay, but if you play an NT, it will always put IP into pistol. And if you're playing a paid NT, you might not want to do that. You know, and stuff like that. It's yeah, you're probably better looking at the decisions it's making. But yeah, 50% of the time it works. Yeah, kind of is a bit like that. Right, is anyone else streaming Anarchy Online? I don't think they are. Or are they? Who's it? There's me and Rubicar live feed. Oh my god. Oh, Lost is streaming. I like Lost. She's
down the people I would have been proud to scheme with just a few.
Oh, she's playing Fallout 4 for the first time. I said play that before you play London.
See, I like him.
So you understand all the mechanics. London, Fallout London is fucking awesome though. I like Lost. Lovely lady. She really is. Right, I'm gonna go raid. Successfully lost. I can't believe I've got more bloody followers on Twitch than she has. She's so much better than me. And, you know, she's a girl. And she's pretty. And, you know, I don't get it. You know. But yes, we're going to go raid them from the Twitch stream. I can't raid someone from the YouTube stream. It doesn't have that facility.
I didn't bite his nose off, no. Am I earning a good behavior, sir? Thank you, Robin. I will wear it with pride. No, but can we do it?
All the Funcom links, they're not busted.
I'm not sorry.
Dude, it's going to cut me off in a second and go auto raid because I've already clicked on it.
If you're heading out, why not come with me?
Go to the official site. I mean, maybe you had like old links to old sites or something. There you go.
He called me the right
You should be able to go into your account and reactivate it from there.
the nicest thing I've ever
Otherwise, I don't know.
kind of trouble. Aww. I'm happy. That's so sweet. That's Curious Speech. I have to go follow him.
Yeah, if your links are like 10 years older or more, yeah, they're probably,
I love it.
yeah. Join up on the next stream and I will give you all the relevant sites you need to use.